future is now. This time it's NXT Takeover Rival. So go ahead and join us on another episode of
The Dropkick.
Hello, I'm Matthew Kershaw and I'm joined by Carl Shimon.
Yes, you are.
So we're here to talk about wrestling, more importantly NXT, which is probably the best wrestling out there at the moment.
Yeah, it's the good stuff.
Yeah. So, you want to just jump straight in?
Yeah, let's get going.
So,
well, wait a minute. What event are we here for?
Well, if you listen to the intro, Kyle, you would know that it's NXT Takeover Rival.
What intro? All I heard was sweet flashbang sound effects.
It's the third or fourth NXT special they've done. This one was on my birthday, so I was really looking forward to it.
You were pumped up. Did you get drunk again? Did
no,
you spin the bottle, but with wrestlers?
I didn't drink this time. Especially
bummer.
what happened at the Royal Rumble. Never again.
Yeah, best forget that. So, yeah, let's crack off then. First matchup, who was it?
Right. First match, Hideo Itami versus Tyler Breeze. They had a match for the number one contendership match, which is another match that happened on this pay-per-view. And Hideo Itami beat Tyler Breeze, but then lost to Finn Balor in, the semi-finals, I think it was.
Sure, that sounds about right.
And then they had a weird feud on Twitter where they were just insulting each other, and it was great to just sit there and watch. So I guess they had a match at this pay-per-view that was put in at the last minute.
Yeah, some of those tweets were pretty great.
Yeah.
Hideos, get it?
Yeah.
Get it? Fantastic wordplay.
And then Hideo, he said that the little things that Breeze wears on his boots.
Well, yeah, I know what they are. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, he said they would look like something from a washing machine or a car wash.
Oh, a car wash, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah, I feel bad for Hideo, really. I mean, he was a big star in Japan, and he's moved to WWE and NXT, and everybody's like, oh, he doesn't stand out. Do you know about the NXT 5?
Nope, never heard of it.
The NXT 5 are Adrian, Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Hideo Itami, and everyone's like, oh man, Hideo's the weak link out of the 5 of them, because they're the 5 next big stars.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, his identity as Kenta's pretty much been stripped, because he can't use the GTS, because that was CM Punk's move. He can't use the running knee, because that's now Daniel Bryan's move.
Right.
So, there's nothing special about him. They're all saying that he's, not used to... he's still getting used to WWE style. And even in the match we're going to talk about here, they're like, oh, he's just getting used to WWE style.
Yeah, the commentary said that a lot, which I don't know that I agreed with, because he seems pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's Asian, what more do you want? It's an American wrestling, That is his gimmick.
Meanwhile, Tyler Breeze's gimmick is, the best thing. I love Tyler Breeze's theme.
Oh, I think he's dumb, but I don't know, I'm turning on him. I think he's actually pretty funny now. At first, I was just way against him because,
Walked out and a quote-unquote fan jumped the barricade and leached onto him while he was taking selfies on the entrance ramp.
Yeah, selfies with a selfie stick.
With a
Holy
bejazzled
shit.
Selfie stick.
Oh, that was great.
It was so good.
That was spoiled to me because I saw it on Twitter, because I didn't watch it live, I watched it a few hours later. And I'd already seen that on Twitter, and it was I was pissed off at that. But, oh fuck, it was fantastic.
Oh, it was so cool.
Yeah, so let's get into the actual match then. My notes on this aren't comprehensive at all, really. So I don't know what happened.
I've got some stuff here, Breeze locked in a figure 4 on Hideo using the ring post, which I think's it's always cool when that happens. It happens very rarely, but it's still kind of awesome to see.
Yeah, it was sick. I felt bad for Hideo's balls.
Their facial expressions during Hideo just looked angry the entire time, which is really cool.
Yeah, I thought the part where he was getting didn't he get slapped in the face or something and started almost doing a Hulk impression?
Oh, we'll get to that.
That was yeah.
Before that, Breeze looked like he was trying to be Dolph Ziggler. He was overselling everything, and it was great.
Yeah, he's such a good heel, isn't he? I don't know, he's really interesting to watch. I just think his fucking costume's dumb. I want sparkly leg pants.
I love it. It's from his seasonal residence in Milan or Paris or something like that. It's great.
He doesn't, like, I don't know, like 2 minutes into the match, he completely drops how he looks, doesn't he? Because his hair flies back or whatever. And he's like virtually going pink, so he doesn't even look slightly pretty anymore. But, I don't know, somehow it still works.
Yeah. But, like I said, the commentary team made sure to mention that Hideo's still getting used to the WWE style, but like I still think he's doing really well down there.
Yeah, I think he's good.
If they gave him a better finisher than a stupid running big boot, then he might be liked more.
Yeah, I saw that in your notes actually. I didn't know what to make of that because I don't know. I just thought it was good to watch. I didn't think there was any weak parts of that match. I mean, I guess the finisher was kind of so.
Yeah, I didn't know where the finish was. Like, Hideo gets Breeze up on his shoulders, and he goes to tease the GTS again, and I start freaking out, because every time he does that, I will freak out until the moment he hits it. Like, I hope they keep teasing it until it's a match for the title where he will win it, and he wins it using the GTS, because that will be great.
Yeah. I tell you what, they sold some of the hits really well, I thought. Like, so often you get, like, the punching and the kicks, and, like, they're clearly, like, smacking their knees into the mats or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
or when they punch, they stomp on the grounds, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, some of the kicks in that match were really, it was like flesh on chest sort of thing. It sounded good. I don't know, they sold it well, I thought.
Yeah.
Until, like, they were doing a count, and then the ref, did you notice the ref, like, rolled almost off the mat?
Yeah.
Like, he went to slap his hand on the floor, couldn't because he wasn't meant to, clearly. And then, like, just swept up into this roll. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah. Like you said, Hideo decides to become Hulk Hogan, and he starts hulking up, which is really awesome to see.
Like a Pokemon move, it was dumb.
Yeah, Hideo or Itami, I guess we should just say. Itami gets a win with a running big boot, and I was confused that was the finish, and everybody in the crowd seemed to be confused.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was quite a good match. What would you rate it? I mean, I remember last time we said we would maybe rate them.
I've enjoyed all the matches. Like, if they've matched up a couple of times, haven't they, in previous weeks? Or definitely at least last week?
They faced each other once, and they will face each other again sometime in the next one or two NXTs, from what I've read.
Yeah, I enjoyed it this time. I enjoyed it last time. There was nothing super stand out to me except maybe the finger four leg lock around the
finger four.
Finger four, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it was good. I enjoyed it. I was not amazed by any of it.
I'm asking for a rating here. Come on, out of 5 stars.
Well, 4. It was good.
4.
It was good. Yeah, okay. Sure.
I gave it 3.5.
We don't do half points here at GameDropZone.com.
No.
Since
it's wrestling, we now use the Meltzer rating system, and they use halves and quarters, so there we go.
Meltzer? It's
Dave
ice
Meltzer.
cream syndrome.
No, Dave Meltzer's an industry insider who's got, like, his podcast and a news site about wrestling, and he gets all inside info and rates pay-per-view matches and stuff.
Well, we probably shouldn't advertise his website and podcast. Go and check out our other podcasts instead.
Right, but, moving on to... Oh,
do
God,
we have to?
why? We have to, we have to at least mention this. Bull Dempsey versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, neither of these people seem interesting to me. And I don't understand what Baron Corbin's doing there.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal for Baron Corbin. Like, I've got in my notes here, when he was making his entrance, women were just screaming for him. It's like,
it was weird.
I don't understand.
He doesn't look like a wrestler. Like, he just looks like a biker or something, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess it's like the Roman Reigns thing, where Roman Reigns gets cheered by women because he looks attractive and they all scream and want to, like, bang him. And I guess that's what they want to do with Baron Corbin.
He just seems sweaty, though. I mean, come on, Bull Dempsey's got the real physique here.
Oh, God, no. But,
this was super boring. Like, nothing happened.
It was, like,
all.
The opening minute or two of the match with them just rolling in and outside the mats. Or the ring, rather.
It didn't feel right either, because, like, Bull Dempsey was the only one actually doing anything. And Baron Corbin was just kind of taking it for, like, 90% of that match. And then, like, right at the end, he knocks Bull Dempsey down. What was it, like a arm to the throat or something? And then that was it.
It's called the End of Days, but it looks more like he's giving himself a rock bottom.
Yeah, it was fucking, like, I don't know. It felt so off. Like, Corbin did nothing and then won.
This was a no DQ match, by the way. In other words, weapons were encouraged to be used. And the one, Bull Dempsey went to grab a weapon from under the ring, said never mind, and then left it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a botched clothesline spot where I think it was Corbin tried to knock Dempsey over the ropes, and they kind of fucked up and just got tangled up, and Corbin ended up outside instead. It was quite funny.
Yeah, it was dumb. I mean, they had a chair in there, didn't they, at one point? But that was right at the end, so the end. Corbin could sit down.
The only, I guess, the only weapons they use, and they aren't even weapons, is they threw them into the steps, which is legal. They threw them into the ring post, which is legal. One of them gave a suplex to the other on the entrance ramp, and that's it. That's all the weapons in this no DQ match.
Yeah, it was boring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Bull went to hit him with the chair, and he reversed it into the end of days and got the 3 count, and I was sat there screaming, what the hell? Why?
It was shitty.
The crowd started to boo the match, which rightfully so. It was a terrible match. I know someone on Twitter who was watching it live, and I tweeted him, how did you enjoy that hype no DQ match? And he was just like, what the fuck was that? Which is pretty good. But,
aye. Dumb. So, do you want to move on?
Hang on, what would you rate that match? Come
on. 1.
I gave that
1 out of 5.
Star. I gave that half a star.
Ooh, you're brutal.
It was
you're a hard
awful.
man to please.
It was all terrible.
Did the Lucha Dragons versus Blake and Murphy please you?
Blake and Murphy, on my notes, I've got them called Buddy and Wesley.
It's definitely Blake and Murphy.
So my first note here is, my first 2 notes here is Sin Cara looks like he wants to kill himself again. He doesn't look happy down here in NXT. And my second notes are, dubstep dude bro Illuminati time. I have no idea who these guys are.
Oh fuck, did Sin Cara fuck up the entrance as well? When the camera went down and then Kalisto threw himself over the top ropes or whatever, did a jump over. Did he do some weird spin in the air or something and went over the ropes on the entrance?
Oh yeah.
And then Sin Cara tried to do it too, but he just seemed to belly flop over, and the camera cut away dead suddenly.
I didn't notice that.
It was I think he may have cocked it up because they never panned back to them until they were both standing there doing the weird arm lucha thing.
That's not the only thing Sin Cara botches.
Oh god, no.
he went to give a Hurricane Rana to somebody, and he kind of slipped off them and gave a Hurricane Rana to himself, and all the crowd started to boo.
Yeah, this was a shitty match because there was so many I don't know. It was so they kept doing the thing. The commentary called it out where they kept Sin Cara was holding back, and they kept saying, "Oh, they're making a mistake here. They should just pounce on them or whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm if this was if this was Raw or something, that would be normal because 70% of those matches are just people looking angrily at each other. But it seemed so out of place here.
There was lots of lucha flippy shit I've got here from Sin Cara and Kalisto. When they weren't botching, they were doing really cool, just spinning around and running about, which I like to see. It's not something you often see in WWE or NXT, because lucha's not their real style, I guess.
Yeah, it was...
But,
that one Kalisto thing. Didn't he, I don't know what he was meant to do, but he just sort of, ran into the ropes. He winded himself.
Kalisto botched diving outside, he went to run, put his foot on the second rope and then jump over, but fucked up and stopped. And then the commentary team pulled out, pointed it out. They were like, oh, he doesn't usually make a mistake, which I was surprised to see. I haven't seen Kalisto botch anything yet.
No,
but I honestly Sin Cara's teaching him his ways.
Yeah, it was just kind of sloppy, wasn't it?
Yeah, there wasn't much in this match to really see, I guess. I missed a move where Kalisto practically killed one of the other 2 dubstep cowboy people.
Oh,
I looked away for a
stuck his head into the mat. Yeah.
I didn't see that move. All I heard was the commentary team and all the crowd going, "Oh!" And I was like, "What happens?" I look away for 2 seconds.
I thought that man was going to die. Seriously, it was just Kalisto had his head between his legs or whatever, and just smashed his skull down on top of the on the floor, I guess. But there was normally they would have their arms around them or something, wouldn't it? So the weight clearly wouldn't be on their neck, but.
Yeah.
No, this was just brutal. It was he actually rammed his head into the floor. It was bad. I thought something would happen there. I thought somebody would be like paralyzed or something. But, God, it was awful. Yeah. And like when Sin Cara got like thrown maybe 2 meters into the air and then just dropped on his back. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I missed that bit as well.
Like the two of them picked Blake and Murphy picked him up and then just like threw him into the air and then just left him drop on the mat.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was pretty good.
It
reminded
me
of something like from the Spirit Squad back in like 2006, 2007. They used to have 5 guys just throw people up into the air and make them land straight on their back.
Yeah, it was such a weird match.
It was. Did you see like the minute or two of just Solid rolling around, like pinning each other?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, actually.
I thought that was super dumb.
I thought it was cool because it was like, these two guys are like battling it out and no one's got the advantage. But like, yeah, I guess it was just like a minute of 2 guys rolling on each other. So
yep, it was. Yeah. It wasn't a great match. I mean, the end was one of the Dubstep Cowboys hits a frog splash and wins, and that's about it.
Yeah, I thought that entire match was almost there just to make the Dubstep Cowboys look better. Like, I don't know, it almost felt like some of that was deliberate. Like, I don't know, like they have no personality or passion in those two guys, and they kind of have to make them look as if they deserve the win. And all the commentary was talking about, how these guys have proven themselves to get here and stuff. It just felt so throwaway.
I still don't know who they are. I mean, I watched the match where they beat the Lucha Dragons for the title, and then that's all I've seen of them since then. I mean, I didn't watch last week's NXT, so I don't know if they were in there or not.
I can't remember.
But tell me, are you hyped? Are you hyped for Niall's debut?
Oh yeah, fucking Muse up this bitch. It looked like a Muse music video when they did that cutaway to Solomon Crow promo.
Yeah, so as the Dubstep Cowboys were celebrating, they cut to a Wade Hacker intercepting the feed and said that Solomon Crow will debut next week. And in my notes I have in full caps, "Oh fuck, it's time for Niall. He's coming to save Chicago. I mean Florida."
Yeah, it's fucking... I've seen pictures of that dude. His hair puts me off already, which is the most ridiculous thing to say.
I don't know who he is, so I'm looking forward to seeing him next week. But
he could be awesome, but like, I don't know. Nothing they've showed made him look cool.
A hacker gimmick just seems dumb to me.
Yeah, he's just gonna like hack the ropes or something, and maybe he'll do what Cortana did in Halo 4 and wrap the ropes around the wrestler and just like punch the shit out of him. I don't know. If like wrestling was an anime, that's exactly what he would do.
Yeah.
But let's just move on to the good shit then, shall we?
Wait, hang on. Rating for that last match? I'm going to ask you for one of these for every match. To see how we differ.
I thought it was cool to like cringe at some of the painful shit that happened in that match, so I'm going to give it a 2.
I gave it a 2 as well.
Yeah, it wasn't totally shit. There was some good moments. But,
meanwhile, moving on to the next match, this is the match that I was really looking forward to when I read the spoilers that this was happening like weeks ago. I was so hyped for this. Which is Adrian Neville versus Finn Balor, and the winner becomes the number 1 contendership for the NXT Championship, which will be contested later this night, I guess, against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Hi. Well, my first note down here is that Adrian Neville is already wet in his entrance.
That's because they have to come out wet. That's the thing.
I know, it's so fucking creepy though, and it was so obvious. He was like shining white on camera. It was.
Did you know that what's his name? Bo Dallas pours like 6 bottles of water over himself before he comes out.
He just looks sweaty though, like
to look super wet.
Yeah, it's weird. But cool. Finn Balor's entrance was surprisingly good. I've never really had appreciation for it, but I enjoyed this one.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so the elf comes out first, Adrian Neville. Everyone calls him an elf because of his ears and he's small.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
After that, I have the Demon King. Oh wait, Finn Balor. Like, what did you think?
Mine was Predator that I went for because he had the dumb like dreadlock hair, so he literally just looked like a Predator from Alien vs Predator.
Yeah, I see that, but I compared him to the Demon King. But what did you think of him using the same paint as last pay-per-view or last NXT special?
I haven't watched the last NXT special, so...
What? You never watched Our Evolution?
No, I've just watched all of them since I started.
That's... Spoilers, the Our Evolution special is better than this one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's already happened. Like... Are there mad like camera shit happening? Do they do production things that are different?
No.
Well, fucking, I'm not going to watch it then. That's all I watch old shit for.
I guess it must have been cool to see Finn Balor's entrance here, but you should have seen it at our Evolution first. Of the entire it was just so, I guess, unexpected. Even though a lot of people knew it was going to happen, because that's what, as when he was Prince Devitt, he was known to use body paint and stuff.
Yeah.
But the entire crowd just chanting "Holy shit" during his entire entrance.
Yeah.
I can still go back and watch that entrance and be like, this is so hype, oh my god.
Well, I imagine it was much the same thing for me then, just seeing it for the first time.
So
I've never really got it, because he's always had the same music, obviously, every week. And he's done some of the kind of same, prancing around, but I only really appreciated it this time.
Well, he didn't do any of that prancing around and crawling before the Our Evolution special. Ever since then, he's done basically the same entrance, but without body paint and without the creepy start to his song.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just thought it was dumb, in previous weeks, not having that Our Evolution knowledge. But yeah, I really appreciated it this time.
Yeah, that's what my Finn Balor shirt is based on, that body paints.
Yeah, I'd seen pictures of him, but never seen it in motion. It's pretty cool.
But I noticed that he had, it was a slightly different design, it had a weird tongue and it had a weird, nipple thing on the back. Kind of cool.
Yeah, did he have the devil wing, or the dragon wings, or whatever, on his back last time?
I don't think so,
they were pretty
no.
cool.
I think last time it was mainly, black and red fire on his back and stuff.
Hmm. But, let's get on with the match then, shall we? Because as much as Finn Balor's paint is good.
I could sit here and talk about Finn Balor and his abs for hours, but we should probably move on, you're right. Lots of running flippy shit in this, lots of drop kicks and dive. They attempt to dive it to the outside, but then they stop each other, and then eventually they dive outside, and they run around and drop kick more. It was really cool to see.
Some of this shit was violent, which is odd from wrestling, I guess. But
it was, yeah.
I was cringing visibly at some of the stuff, just because what normal wrestling is not like that. It's more bullshit, basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a lot of running around and flipping over each other and drop kicks and stuff. But did you know? Well, that was at the start. Did you know that the match that got both of them hired to NXT, they had a match in Japan, I think, and that match got Adrian Neville hired by WWE, and then years later, eventually Finn Balor comes to WWE based on that one match that they had.
All right, it's pretty cool.
Which is pretty.
It was a good match. It's a good match.
I didn't like that there was lots of rest holds. I understand they both jump about and fly over the ropes and off the top rope and stuff. So when you go in there and you're just kind of winging it and you only have big spots planned out, you kind of need to plan out what you're going to do in the match. I mean, that's what the rest holds are for. They communicate and talk about what they're going to do next. They plan out the next set of moves to the next rest hold. But there seemed to be so many of them. But once they were out of the rest holds, it was a good solid 5-10 minutes of just, 5 minutes more of just running about and jumping over each other. It was really cool. Yeah,
when it was good, it was really good.
Yeah.
I guess it was a bit slow at the beginning, I thought. But
yeah, this is a match I was really hyped to see. And so when it was just rest hold after rest hold, I was like, oh god, this is kind of boring. But then they just start attacking each other, and it's oh god, this is awesome.
For me, it got good when they had that moment of Finn Balor stalking around the ring when he drop kicked Adrian Neville through the barrier.
Oh,
I thought was when it started to pick up.
That was really cool. I didn't like that the crowd. I think the crowd started chanting "Holy shit" after he drop kicked him through a barricade. I was like, "Come on, that's nothing."
Yeah, I thought it was cool, but it wasn't holy shit worthy.
Yeah.
The part where Finn Balor landed on the back of Adrian Neville's head from the top rope was a holy shit moment.
Oh, the top rope, yeah, Adrian Neville's dazed, leaning over, and he just jumps off and drop
back
kick
of that guy's head. It was sick.
Yeah, that only got a 2 count as well. I was surprised.
That was again another time when I thought somebody was going to die.
Yeah,
because that was kind of insane when you think about it.
Neville hit a really cool second rope backflip 180 into a senton, and from the second rope as well. I didn't even know that was possible. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was I enjoyed the match last time as well with Adrian Neville. Who's he against? The one like last week or something. You didn't watch last week.
I didn't watch last week's NXT.
The last one he was in anyway was really good, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was about, but it was a lot of the same, like, athletic flipping shit. I guess that's Corbin. Just what he does, because it was not Baron... Oh, yes, it was Baron Corbin, yeah. The first time Baron Corbin lost, but it was pretty good. It was a good match.
Lost since his re-debut. Like, I've had to look him up on Wikipedia to try and understand him. Apparently he was, like, there at the start of NXT, and he was used as a jobber that would just lose to people. And now he's come back and he's like, oh, he's undefeated. It's like, no, he's been defeated tons.
It's weird. He doesn't even look like a wrestler. Like, he doesn't have the physique.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Itami doesn't, but, you know, he's good in other ways, I guess. But, yeah. Fucking Corbin. Whatever.
I thought it was really cool that Balor hit the... I think it was like I think it's the Bloody Sunday. I don't know much about his moveset before moving to NXT. Like, I know he's got a bunch of, like, distinguishable moves, but I don't know the names of most of them. Like, it was the weird, like, he leans him over, picks him up, and then drops him onto the back of his neck.
Yeah.
I think that's the Bloody Sunday. But either way, that only gets 2 counts, which is cool.
Yeah.
Neville hit the red arrow, and Balor, like, lifts up his knees, and
oh, yeah.
Neville just lands straight back. That looked painful.
Fuck, who else did... Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. Like, whenever they do that knee shit from a jump, just seems really violent and horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I cringed at that as well, which is kind of pathetic, but it's good. I have something down here about a Pele kick to the back of the head. Oh, yeah, Adrian Neville took one to the back of the head and then, I guess, super kicked Finn Balor down, which was... Again, anything to the back of the neck just freaks me out every time.
Yeah, it looks really painful. But the finish of the match was the diving foot stomp, I think.
Sure, I can't remember.
Yeah, Balor hits the diving foot stomp from the top rope onto Neville, which I don't think that's a good finisher, really. It seems kind of dumb. Like, it looks painful, and it sounds painful to have somebody jump and land with both their feet into your chest, but...
I think it'd be more painful to land on both their knees, to be honest. But...
Yeah. They'd just destroy their knees then.
Yeah.
I was really happy that Balor won. Like, I didn't think that Neville stood a chance to win. Like, you know, he lost the championship to Zayn at the R-Evolution pay-per-view. And then he had a chance to win it back and failed. And from what I've read, like, Vince wants to call him up to the main roster soon. Or at least that's been said for like the past 2 months, so I don't know if it's true or not.
God damn it.
It's worse. Vince wants him to go up there and have a superhero gimmick as like Mighty Mouse and dress up in a costume and stuff.
I don't want to go down this train of thought anymore. It's really depressing.
It is.
It's like he wants to ruin everything.
Yep. But I was happy Balor won. I figured he would win anyway. But yeah. I still freaked out when he won and started to celebrate.
It was cool. I thought they were both pretty good in it though. So I enjoyed the chance of hug it out at the end. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you gave Itami vs. Breeze 4-star, what would you give this match?
I think this was probably my favourite. No, I don't want to say that. I really enjoyed it. 4.5.
See, I gave this 4.
Yeah, it was good. See, without me knowing, like, I haven't watched enough of it to, like, necessarily identify, like, rest holds and stuff. So to me, it was like, it's either boring or it's not. And most of that match was really good. When it was good, it was great.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed it.
But, funny enough, something I thought I would never say is it's time for the Divas, and I was so ready for this match. Like, I'm not even kidding, like, this was probably the match I was most invested in because I really like Bayley, she's so cool, and I was like, I really hope she wins the is it the Divas, it's the Women's Championship, is it? I
can't remember.
It's either way. I think it's the NXT Women's Championship. I really wanted her to win it.
But Bayley is so not a wrestler.
Oh,
like,
she
doesn't look
cool,
like a wrestler.
Though.
She doesn't. Yeah, she's I don't know. She's the kind of person that would like serve you ice cream on a beach or something and like tell you about the health benefits of swimming or something. Like she doesn't seem like a wrestler at all.
That's why she's so cool. But the match was Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Charlotte was the champion. She's Ric Flair's daughter, I want to say.
Sure.
So yeah, she's Ric Flair's daughter.
Something like that.
But
they described her as the most genetically pure wrestler.
The genetically
I don't know how to feel
wrestler.
about that, but okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was. It's rich. My first note was Becky Lynch's entrance sounds like a Dynasty Warriors soundtrack. So instantly my opinion went up of her.
Becky Lynch was the one I was telling you about where she's Irish, and her debut match she came out river dancing to like stereotypical Irish music.
Wasn't she wearing like Scottish flag on her pants like a couple of weeks ago? I'm sure she was wearing blue and white. Like, because I got really confused. Why would she wear Scottish? Because that's what I got really confused about. Because I saw Sheamus tweet about her about being Irish, and I remembered what you said, and then I was like, I swear she was wearing Scottish colours like a couple of weeks ago. She was not wearing red anyway. Last time I saw her.
Weird.
And it was. I just got really confused by it. I thought, like, do they not know the difference?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I really love the Bayley's gonna hug you chant instead of like so and so's gonna kill you. I think it's really cool, and I love Bayley's entrance with the wacky waving arm flailing inflatable tube men.
Yeah, they're really good. Like I think all the NXT entrances are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I think Charlotte's is maybe my favorite song. Anyway, I don't know. I think it's awesome.
It's like a remix of Ric Flair's song. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
But, the wrestling,
cool.
right? I don't know if it's just like because I watch Monday Night Raw. I don't watch SmackDown because nobody watches that. But like the divas in Raw, or I guess in WWE, aren't treated well. Like when it becomes a time for a divas match, I'm like, oh, it's time for a piss break or to go get some food. But in this, I just couldn't bring myself to leave. And so when I saw them doing brutal moves to each other, like throwing each other into like the LED ring or the LED board on the side of the mat or into the steps, I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was. I've enjoyed the NXT divas for a couple of weeks now because they are just more interesting, and I think Sasha Banks is really interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's just like the ultimate bitch.
Sasha Banks is so cool.
Like, she's great.
Like we'll get into that in a second, but there were a lot of like really brutal moves. Like Becky hits Sasha with like a badass pump handle suplex and just tosses her across the ring to break up a pin.
Yeah.
Or like I think Bayley hit a code breaker type move. Like I think Charlotte was picking up Sasha, and then Bayley just runs in out of nowhere and drops Sasha onto her knees. It looks so painful.
Yeah, it was. Some of it was really good. Like some of my notes were just like how I thought. Like in the first half, Charlotte was clearly like she was kind of beating them all a little bit, which I guess she had to, being the defending champion. But
yeah, she is genetically superior after all.
She like hurls, or Becky Lynch hurls Banks across like the ring, and she sort of bounces almost out of it.
Yeah,
like she sort of hits the ground and then bounces like maybe 3 inches off, and that looks amazingly painful.
I thought like the way the match was choreographed was amazing. Like with like triple threats or fatal four ways, it's not like all 4 people in the ring at once. It tends to be just 1v1, and then somebody will run in, toss another person out, and then those 2 people have a 1v1 for a while before another person runs in. But
yeah,
just the way everything happened, like there were a lot of cool spots in it. Like there was like a weird double bunk bed, double knee thing in the corner. I can't remember who hit it now.
That was Banks came down on them.
Was it? Yeah. Like that was cool.
It was
Bayley
good.
Bayley hit like an awesome top rope Hurricane Rana onto Charlotte before getting like thrown out.
Yeah.
Crowd loved that.
My notes down here include "fuck Bayley." I think that might have been then because I don't. She's like, it's one of those characters I don't like. If it's just like a happy, good wrestler, like it's just the most uninteresting personality to me.
There was well, did her ninja slide impress you though? Because like I think it was Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch was outside, and Bayley just runs and slides between the ring post and the mat and just drop kicks them. It was really cool to see.
Like she did some interesting things. I just think she's boring, like to watch.
Yeah, I like it. Her finisher is awful. Like the Bayley to belly is a terrible move. Like she hit a top rope Bayley to belly on Charlotte, I think it was, and I was like jumping up and down in my seat, like yes, Bayley's gonna win. and then out of nowhere, Sasha Banks comes in and breaks it up, and I was like, booing her, even though I think she's really cool. Like, I was like, oh, I really wanted Bayley to win.
I remember that. Yeah.
It looked kind of painful just to have thrown off the top there.
Those cross-face submissions that Banks was doing on Charlotte for a good, like, minute or so, it looked really painful to me.
See, when that happens, if I see a crossface, like even Daniel Bryan's Yes Lock is like essentially a crossface at this point, I can't help but think of Chris Benoit, and it really makes me angry
depressing.
to see that move. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the finish to this match was super weird. Like, Sasha Banks has Charlotte in a crossface, and like, you know, Charlotte gets the rope, and then she pulls her back and gets her into another crossface, and then she like rolls her up and gets the 3 count out of nowhere. And I just didn't see that coming.
See, there was like a series of like constant kickouts before that, in which like Banks was getting really frustrated and screaming.
Oh,
so I thought it was kind of like
yeah.
inevitable. Like, to me, it was just like this constant attrition almost.
I expected like some big finish to the match though, as like I didn't expect a roll up from a submission move.
Yeah, see, to me that was just like hyper violent, and it needed to end it there before like. Fucking Charlotte's like stomach got pulled or something.
I wasn't expecting Charlotte to be pinned. Awesome. Like, I was expecting like Sasha or Becky to pin each other.
Yeah,
I didn't think Charlotte would end up being the one to get pins. But
maybe I thought that it had to go that way though, didn't it? It was either going to be Bayley or Banks. That was going to, because like Becky Lynch was good, but you know she wasn't. You never thought she was going to win going into this, did you?
Yeah, I wanted Bayley to win, but I'm happy that Sasha Banks won. I thought it was really cool. A bit of trivia for you. Did you know that Sasha Banks is the first person to win the NXT Women's Championship? Technically,
no, I had no idea.
Paige was the inaugural champion, and then she got promoted up to Raw, and then they stripped her of the NXT belts because she won the WWE Divas belts. Right. So then Charlotte won a competition, and because she won the competition, like a series of tournaments, she became the champion that way. Sasha Banks is the first person to win it via a match.
Alright, that was
kind of interesting.
Cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, it was a brutal match. I really liked the end bit where Charlotte and Sasha were having like a stare down, and Charlotte hugs Sasha, and then Sasha just pushes her away and raises the title. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, she's such a good bitch. She really is.
Yeah,
like that's my favorite kind of character, I guess, and she does it really well. But 5 out of 5, would you say?
You gave that a 5.
Fuck yeah, it was the best match of the night.
I also think it's the best match of the night, but I gave that a 4.5. Like, to me, like a 5-star match is something like that triple threat at the Royal Rumble between Lesnar, Cena, and Rollins.
Yeah.
Like, that's a 5 out of 5 to me.
The thing is, I'm more invested in this than I was in the Cena Rollins Lesnar match, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, like, I can't debate half a point with you on this like fake scale I've never heard of. Which is why we're going to use 5 points, not 10. Fuck you.
Alright,
Do you want to move on to the match we're all here for?
Alright, the main event, Kevin Owens vs Sami Zayn for the NXT Championship. So, since you didn't watch Our Evolution, I'll just explain it a bit. At Our Evolution, Sami Zayn beat Adrian Neville after, like, months of, like, trying to. Like, he would constantly fail, and he lost every match. He asked for one more match at Our Evolution, got the match, won the title, big celebrations. Kevin Owens came down. Like, these two have been traveling the world wrestling together for like 10, 12 years. And it's known for like every wrestling company that they fight in, they end up betraying each other and end up feuding.
Yeah.
So when he came down to like celebrate with Sami after he won the championship, you see like Sami back off, expecting him to get attacked, and no, Owens just hugs him and whatever, and they start celebrating.
Right.
And it's all happy-go-lucky, and it's a great moment. And then as they're leaving, Owens has his arm wrapped around Sami, like carrying him out of the ring, more or less. And then he just slams him down onto the mat and powerbombs him into the apron. And it was just so brutal, like, that these like best friends just, like, Sami and Owens are best friends, and they just attacked each other or Owens attacked him out of nowhere. So they set up a match for this special. It's the first time they face each other in a WWE ring.
All right. Yeah, I caught some of that through the, like the 18,000 promos they ran, but
yeah.
Going in, I had no interest because I think Sami Zayn is like, again, having not watched him wrestle because he hasn't been doing anything for the last couple of weeks. I just sort of like, it was super boring to me. And like Kevin Owens just looks perpetually sad, like someone stole this like chocolate or something.
I have heard that I'm happy that Owens finally shaved his beard fuzz because I hated it.
Oh
like,
yeah, it was dumb.
It looks really dumb, but I was so hyped for this match. Like at the beginning when they start playing the cage music as they make their entrance backstage, it just made it seem more serious. Like I had no idea who could win this, which is rare. Like in every one of these matches, I've had some idea of who could possibly win it, but this I was like, I have no clue.
Aye. Yeah, I had no interest, to be honest, either way.
But, yeah, it started out and they just stared each other down in the ring, and it looked really intense.
Yeah, Sami Zayn's entrance music sounds like something from a PlayStation 2 iToy packing game. I can't remember what the name of the game's called. But another one where you'd have like your hands and you'd like hit the beats as they came in from the corners of the screen.
Yeah,
it's like literally music from that.
A lot of people don't like his theme. I really like his theme. I think it's kind of cool.
It's dumb. I think it's fucking dumb. Kevin Owens is good though. I enjoyed that. Badass.
Fuck you then. But yeah, the two have a stare down, and just the crowd are just dueling in chants. Like people are there chanting "Olay," and then more people start chanting "Fight Owens, fight." So then more people start chanting "Olay," and they're just staring each other down. And every time Owens went to, not Owens, sorry. Every time Zayn went to attack Owens, he would just roll out of the ring. It was so good.
It was another one of those matches where I think they just played it really well. Like Owens always seemed like an asshole during that entire thing. From jumping away to like the 10 minutes of him just beating the shit out of Sami Zayn.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah, the storyline in this match was amazing. Like there were a lot of brutal moves. Like Owens kept hitting clotheslines in the corner, and Sami would just like fly into the air and smash onto the ground. It looked really painful.
Yeah, it was good.
I have in my notes here, kind of like polar opposite to the Neville and Balor match, but I have here brutal moves and then rest holds because Owens is trying to wear him down. Which makes sense.
To me, it was like that in the other match. Like having not been able to identify that.
Yeah,
it seemed no different to me. I've got my first note down. There was that Sami Zayn flies over the ref in a kind of dumb way.
Oh yeah, like Owens kept rolling out of the ring, so the ref's there telling Owens to get back in the ring, or whatever, stop running away. And out of nowhere, Sami just dives over the referee and lands on Owens.
Yeah, it was cool.
Really cool.
It was cool.
But
it was a lot of like painful looking hits.
Oh god, like Kevin Owens was just destroying Sami Zayn. Like there were so many brutal moves I was just cringing at. Like this looks extremely painful. Like Owens hits like a kind of GTS sort of move where he just picks up Zayn, chucks him in the air, and then drops him onto his knee. I don't know if he hit his head or his ribs, but it looked painful.
Yeah. At this point, after about a couple of minutes of this just destruction by Owens, the commentary compared it to him to Brock Lesnar and Sami Zayn to John Cena, which I thought was super dumb. Referencing the triple threat or whatever.
Oh, but I totally get that. Like, I could imagine them building Owens up as like the next Brock Lesnar.
I guess, but like Cena always punched back. Like Sami Zayn wasn't getting any hits in. He did some like dumb slaps, didn't he?
Zayn started to get momentum, and he managed to hit the Blue Thunder bomb, which I was surprised that he managed to pick up Kevin Owens. Which, like, I'm not saying Kevin Owens is fat, but he's like a big guy, and Zayn really isn't. So I was surprised at that. But then, Owens just managed to get to the upper hand and just starts destroying him again. Like, he hits that weird cannonball into the corner.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That looked painful.
I keep thinking of Transformers again from the last pay-per-view, but yeah. I've got my immediate mark after that was me going, fuck, don't know what that was, but it was sick. So what happened after that?
Oh, it's like, I don't know what move it's called, but I think he hit it in his debut match. It's like a weird pump handle neck breaker, but lands him on his knee. Is that the move that you're thinking of? Like, it looked extremely
it looked
painful.
super bad.
Like,
I
thought
thought
Zayn was
neck
dead.
had been shattered.
I thought Zayn was dead. Like, throughout this entire match, I was like, Zayn's dead. He can't get back up. Zayn managed to get some momentum back. Like, he hits the half and half suplex into the corner.
Sure.
And he managed to hits the exploder suplex as well. But then Kevin Owens just rolls out before, like, the exploder suplex is where he, like, throws him into the ring post, then runs across the ring to hit the Helluva Kick to end his match. That's kind of his finisher, but Owens just rolls out, which I thought is really cool. Like, if they're best friends and they've been fighting each other for years, they will know each other's moveset, so for him to roll out of the ring before he can hit the Helluva Kick makes total sense.
Yeah. See, I thought that was going to be the end of the match, and that, like, Owens would get, counted out or whatever, and I thought Zayn would win. And then when he rolled out, I was, like, super happy, because it was like, I don't know. Yeah. Again, I like the bad person in this match. I think they're more interesting.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, like, raising the knees. Like, Owens went to hit a swanton bomb, but Sami raised his knees again, and that looked really painful.
Oh, it did. It did. Did you notice before that, though, Owens was, like, spitting on him from the top rope?
Oh, yeah.
I had to rewind it to see whether it was doing it. I don't know if it was deliberate or it was just, like, breathing heavily, but it seemed to be, like, drooling on him from the top. It was sick. Yeah. In a gross way, but...
I guess we'll come towards the end here. Owens went to hit the apron bomb again onto Sami, but he reversed it this time, landed on the ring post. Like, when I saw him raising him up for a powerbomb on the outside, I was like, oh god, he's going to kill him by hitting him into the apron again.
Oh.
He reversed it, and then he hit that weird rope dive where he did like a moonsault off the ropes onto Owens. Did you see that?
Was that the one when he smashed his head onto the steel ramp?
Yes, I was going to mention that. He smashed his head onto the steel ramp, and I was like, oh fuck, he's going to have a concussion for that after that.
I don't think that was meant to happen. Like, I didn't look like it was...
Wait, hang on. I was going to mention that, like, it didn't look like it was meant to happen, but then for the entire rest of the match after that, Owens basically just starts smashing him in the head over and over and over again. To the point where, like,
maybe.
Referees are coming out to check on him to see if he's, like, has a concussion and stuff. And I was like, is that meant to happen? Is this part of the match? Because it makes total sense for that to happen. Like they made a big point about him smashing his head on there, and the camera caught it, like, in direct view. So
yeah, maybe you're right. It looked more violent than it needed to, though. Like, it looked like you could have faked that a lot better than they did.
Yeah, I guess.
He actually looked as if he did smash his head into it quite badly.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if it was meant to happen or not, but it was really cool. After that, like, Sami can barely walk. He's, like, tripping over and stuff. Like, stammering around. He went to hit
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, when they got the medical staff in, like, I felt that was part of it, but, like, immediately after that, when he's sort of just rolling around in the ring and the refs looking at him, I thought that was either acted really well or was maybe more natural, because...
Yeah, I was going to mention, Sami went to go and hit the Helluva Kick on Owens, who was in the corner of the ring, and he kind of, like, stammers forward, almost trips, and then backs up and runs again. But then Owens catches it into the pop-up powerbomb and just slams him onto the ground.
Yeah.
And my notes here are just, stop, he's already dead.
Yeah, it was fucking brutal. Was it like, did you do like a couple of powerbombs or something?
He hit 4 powerbombs in a row, essentially. Like, it's just powerbomb after powerbomb after powerbomb after powerbomb.
That's literally what my notes is. I just have and again going down the page.
The crowd started chanting Z-Pack, which I thought was pretty funny.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a reference to the whole CM Punk thing.
Right.
Where he was essentially dying and the medical staff were just like, oh no, take a Z-Pack, you'll be fine. So I thought that was funny. But the finish of this match was super dumb. Like, the medics are there, like, and the medics and ref are looking at Sami and they're, like, having him on the ground and stuff. And then the ref, like, calls the match off, and I was sat there going, what the fuck? This is supposed to be NXT, this is supposed to be good, it's not supposed to have a finish to, like, Raw would. You know what I mean? Like, this is a Raw finish, where it's like, oh, stop the match. Like, I was super pissed. A wrestling forum I was looking at the same time while watching this, everybody was freaking out on there, saying, like, what the fuck, this is like the worst finish to this match it could be. But then the referee takes no, but then the referee picks up the belt and hands it to Owens and raises his hand, and I was there going, yes!
Yeah.
Like, I realized that that's what they were doing. Like, it makes total sense that Kevin Owens, whose initials are KO, essentially KO'd Sami Zayn and won the belts. Right. It's like...
So, did you think that they were just going to end it and then Owens would not win?
That's what I thought, yeah. I thought that...
right.
That's why I was freaking out going, oh, this is an awful finish. But then when that happened, I was like, this totally makes sense. This is amazing.
See, I was getting hyped for like a stretcher moment, which Kevin Owens would like pound on him in a stretcher or something, but it didn't happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
I thought it was good though. Like, until he started making out with the belt, a bit creepy.
I didn't see that. I was too busy freaking out. But I guess this finish makes sense. Like, it keeps Sami looking strong. That he didn't get pinned or tapped out. He just lost the belt because he was essentially knocked out after smashing his head into a steel ramp and then getting beat on for like 5-10 minutes.
Even before the steel ramp, though, like, I don't know, he was brutalized in that match.
Yeah, it was an amazing match. Like, Kevin Owens looks invincible after this. Like, the fact that now he has to face Balor at some point for the belt just makes me sad that Balor will be destroyed by him.
Maybe. I came away from this with like respect for Kevin Owens that I didn't have before.
Because you didn't like Kevin Owens before, did you?
No, because again, I've never seen him wrestle. So like, if you only go off what the dude looks like and is like really moody, I'm not going to say anything. Just stare at this like document on a table that they ran like last week or 2 weeks ago or something. Like, I don't know. He just didn't seem interesting. But like, he came out of that looked like the ultimate asshole. And, like, really brutal, so yeah, I'm totally on board with him now.
Well, that's the whole thing, like, he was saying that he's doing this for his family, and he will fight anybody. It makes total sense, like, he's not necessarily, I mean, he's a bad guy because he destroyed Sami Zayn and attacked his best friend, but in a way, he's just fighting because he can, and he's not, like, insane or a lunatic just wanting to kill people. No, he just wants to fight, and it makes total sense for his, I guess, character.
Yeah, but, I mean... Even a lunatic can have, like, motivations.
Well, that's his motivation, that he attacked Sami because he finally made it to WWE, which was his dream. And he's not going to wait at the back of the line for a championship shot, so he attacked Sami because he could, so he would then get a chance to face him for the belt, and get more money and get more respect from his family. And now he has the belt, so I'm interested to see what he's going to do now.
Yeah. See, I still come away thinking that Sami Zayn looks like Daniel Bryan, just like too hairy and boring and just loved by people just because he's good or something. So,
well, that's kind of what you want, isn't it? You want someone to be good, and then you would love them.
Yeah, I would love them to be good so that you can see someone like Kevin Owens just destroy them. That's the only reason they need to exist in my fantasy version of wrestling. But I'm only interested in the assholes. Like, it's the same for all of them, I think.
Yeah.
But... yeah, Sami Zayn, super boring, whatever.
Go on then, what would you give this match to end this?
4.5, because I think the Divas was more exciting.
You gave the Divas 5, and you gave this 4.5.
Yeah, because like I still don't care about Sami Zayn at all.
I also gave this 4.5, but I would say the Divas match was better, which I feel weird about saying, because this was a really good match, but this match was more about, I guess, the story, and I'm interested to see Owens and Zayn continue fighting.
Yeah, if I'd watched our Evolution, I bet I would think differently. But obviously, I've seen a lot more of the Divas stuff unfold over the last few weeks, like with the whole like Bayley betrayal or whatever. So I don't know. I just felt that one was more interesting. But I could see easily people disagreeing and going for the Owens one.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the entire show.
I don't think this pay-per-view or this special was as good as our Evolution. Like, the Dubstep Cowboy Lucha Dragon match and that fucking awful no DQ match kind of soured it.
The DQ one was boring. Like, I thought the Lucha one was like shitty, but there was moments in it.
If those two matches weren't on this, it would be an amazing match. Like, why didn't they have like Enzo and Cass on this card instead?
Yeah. I don't know. They have to have some shit in it to make the wrestler good, don't they?
I guess
so
our Evolution. our Evolution's like the best wrestling product that I've seen WWE put out. It's like, there is nothing bad about that show.
Alright. I'm going to have to go back and watch it, aren't I?
I told you should watch it before you started watching NXT.
Yeah. Maybe. It's hard, though, to commit 2 hours to something, which at the time I didn't know that I would like. But it turns out I like it way more than actual wrestling.
Like, if you don't like the Ascension after the match they have against Itami and Balor, you might like them because they are great bad guys in that match.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go back and watch it at some point.
You should.
I should. Was that, there was an episode, I think it was 253 of NXT. Was that just Corey talking about shit? Because that's all it seemed to be based off the description.
Yeah, it was like an end of the year special.
Alright.
I didn't watch it.
Not worth watching then, no.
No.
But it was good. I came away feeling even more, like, hyped over NXT after this.
Yeah.
Like the super violence and the cool theme tunes. I got a real appreciation for the music this time.
They've started taping the next 4 weeks of NXT, and I've read about them already, which I know I shouldn't do.
Nope.
Like, no, do you care if I spoil, like, quote-unquote surprise entrants that you won't care about?
I would be upset if you spoiled it on this podcast, which other people might listen to.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, there's some surprises for the next 4 weeks.
I don't know that Solomon Crow is a surprise.
He's not the surprise I'm talking about.
Alright, good.
Quite a surprise.
Good. But, yeah, I think that'll do us, won't it?
That will, yeah.
So what have we got next? Fucking Fastlane?
We're on the road to WrestleMania, Maggle. It's Fastlane.
Great. I can't wait.
Fucking, this is going to be a train wreck at Fastlane. You know that.
Or would it be a car wreck because they're in the fast lane? Get it?
Kill yourself.
That's my car noise.